My granddaughter created a dating profile for me without asking. I'm 65 years old, and she put me on the internet like I was available. I wanted to kill her. But then I got a message, and everything changed. I'm Helen. I'm 65 years old, divorced for 15 years. And until 6 months ago, I was absolutely certain that chapter of my life was closed. Love, romance, intimacy. Those were things for young people, not for women my age, not for me. I had my life figured out, my routine. Monday was grocery shopping. Tuesday was book club. Wednesday was volunteering at the library. Thursday was dinner with my daughter. Friday was cleaning the house. Saturday was gardening. Sunday was church. Repeat. Forever. Until I died. Alone but dignified. That was the plan. Safe. Predictable. Boring as hell, but mine. Then my granddaughter Emma ruined everything. Emma is 22. Bright. Opinionated. Absolutely convinced she knows what's best for everyone. She'd been after me for months. Grandma, you need to get out more. Grandma, you're too young to give up. Grandma, there are apps for people your age now. Apps. Like I was a piece of software that needed updating. I shut her down every time. Emma, I'm 65. Nobody wants to date a 65-year-old divorced woman. I've had my time. I'm fine alone. Leave it alone. But Emma doesn't leave things alone. That's not how she operates. One Sunday afternoon, she came over for lunch. We ate. We talked. She left. Normal visit, or so I thought. 2 days later, my phone started buzzing. Notifications, messages, from an app I'd never downloaded, SilverSingles. I stared at my phone like it had grown teeth. What the hell was SilverSingles? I clicked on it, and there I was. My face. My name. A profile that said Helen, 65, loves reading, gardening, and good conversation. Looking for companionship and maybe more. Don't let my age fool you. I've still got plenty of life left to live. I almost threw my phone across the room. I called Emma immediately, voice shaking with rage. Emma Marie Thompson. What have you done? She was completely unapologetic. Grandma, you need this. You've been alone for 15 years. You deserve to be happy. Just give it a chance. Delete it right now. No. Emma. Grandma, I'm not deleting it. And I already responded to a few messages for you. There's a really nice man named Arthur who... You did what? Just check the messages, Grandma, please. I promise I only picked the good ones. And if you hate it, I'll delete it myself in a week. 1 week. That's all I'm asking. I wanted to scream. But part of me was curious. Against every instinct, against all logic, I was curious. That night I opened the app. 53 messages, 53 men, all over 60, all looking for what? Companionship, someone to split the cost of groceries with, a nurse with benefits. I scrolled through with growing disgust. Half of them had shirtless photos. Shirtless at 70. Why? Who told them this was attractive? Then I saw Arthur's message. Hello, Helen. Your profile caught my attention not because of the photo, though you have a lovely smile, but because you mentioned loving good conversation. That's rare. Most people my age just want someone to watch TV with in silence. I'm Arthur, 67, retired English teacher, widower, still reading Tolstoy and still arguing with him. If you're interested in coffee and conversation, I'd love to meet. No pressure, no expectations. Just two adults seeing if there's a connection worth exploring. I read it 3 times. No shirtless photo, no weird emojis, no hey beautiful nonsense. Just intelligence, respect, interest. I stared at that message for 20 minutes. Then I typed, hello Arthur. Coffee sounds nice. When and where? I hit send before I could change my mind. We met 3 days later at a small cafe downtown. I changed my outfit 4 times. 65 years old and acting like a teenager. Pathetic but also exciting, terrifying. Both. I got there first, sat down, ordered coffee I didn't drink. Checked my phone 17 times. Almost left twice. Then he walked in, tall, gray hair, glasses, wearing a cardigan that actually fit, carrying a worn copy of Anna Karenina under his arm. He looked exactly like his photo. No surprises, no catfish, just Arthur. He saw me, smiled, walked over. Helen, Arthur. We shook hands, awkward, formal, like a job interview. And then we started talking about books, about teaching, about his late wife who died 7 years ago, about my divorce that took 5 years to stop hurting, about our children who worried too much, about getting older and feeling invisible, about the strange terror of wanting something again after convincing yourself you didn't need it. We talked for 3 hours. 3 hours that felt like 20 minutes. When we finally left, he walked me to my car. Gentleman, old-fashioned, sweet. I had a wonderful time, Helen. Would you like to do this again? Yes, I really would. We had dinner the next week, then a movie, then a walk in the park. Then before I knew it, we were seeing each other twice a week, then 3 times. Then it felt weird when a day went by without talking to him. And then something I never expected to feel again. Desire. If you're watching this and thinking about your own life, about the things you've convinced yourself are over, I want you to stay with me. Because what happened next is going to challenge everything you think you know about age and love and second chances. And if this story is resonating with you, subscribe to Late Love Stories right now. You're not alone in this. None of us are. Stay with me here, because this is the part nobody talks about. The part that made me feel ashamed and excited and terrified all at once. I wanted him, physically, at 65. After 15 years of thinking that part of me was dead, it started small. His hand on mine during dinner, the way he looked at me when I laughed, the goodbye hugs that lasted a little too long. And then one night after dinner at his place, we were sitting on his couch, and he kissed me. Really kissed me, and I kissed him back. And suddenly we were 25 again, except we weren't. We were 65 and 67, and every insecurity I'd buried for 15 years came flooding back. I pulled away. I can't. Why not? Because I'm 65, Arthur. I'm not. I haven't. It's been 15 years. I don't even know if I remember how. And my body isn't. I mean, gravity has not been kind. And I can't. He took my hands. Helen, look at me. I'm 67. I have a bad knee. I take blood pressure medication. I have scars from 2 surgeries. I'm not exactly a prize either. But I want you, not the fantasy of you at 25. You, now, this version, the real one. I started crying, actual tears, at 65. Because nobody had said anything like that to me in maybe ever. We took it slow. We were patient with each other, with our bodies that didn't move like they used to, with our fears and insecurities. And when we finally were intimate, it was the most beautiful, awkward, real thing I'd ever experienced. Because it wasn't about performance. It was about connection. About 2 people choosing to be vulnerable with each other. About laughing when things didn't work perfectly. About being gentle and patient and present. And I realized something that night. I had spent 15 years believing I was too old for this. Too old for love. Too old for sex. Too old for butterflies and desire and feeling alive. But I wasn't too old. I was just scared. Scared of being rejected. Scared of being seen. Scared of wanting something and not getting it. Arthur showed me that 65 isn't the end. It's just another chapter. And maybe it's the chapter where I finally get to be myself without apologizing for it. The hardest part wasn't falling for Arthur. It was telling people. My daughter found out first. She came over for our Thursday dinner and saw his book on my coffee table. Dostoevsky, not mine. Mom, whose book is this? I could have lied, should have lied. But I was 65 years old. Too old for that nonsense. It's Arthur's, the man I'm seeing, the man you're seeing. Mom, you're dating. Is that so shocking? No, I mean yes. I mean, how did you meet? Emma set me up on a dating app. My daughter sat down, actually sat down like her legs gave out. Grandma did what? I explained everything, the profile, the messages, Arthur, all of it. And my daughter just stared at me. Finally, she spoke. Mom, I think that's wonderful. Really, really. You've been alone for so long. If you're happy, I'm happy. But please tell me you're being safe. I almost died right there. My daughter was asking me about safe sex. At 65. Welcome to modern life, I guess. Yes, Sarah, we're being safe. Can we please never discuss this again? But telling my friends at church was different. Much different. I made the mistake of mentioning Arthur at our weekly Bible study. Just casually. Oh, I can't make it next week. I have plans with Arthur. Who's Arthur? A friend. What kind of friend? Just a friend. Where did you meet him? On the internet. The room went silent. You met a man on the internet, Helen. At your age. Is that safe? Do you know anything about him? What if he's a scammer? What if he's dangerous? Have you done a background check? I wanted to scream. I'm 65, not 16. I can make my own decisions. But instead, I just smiled and said he's wonderful and I'm very happy. That should have been enough. It wasn't. The whispers started. Poor Helen. So desperate, meeting men online, at her age. Doesn't she know how that looks? And the worst part was some of them said it to my face. Helen, we're concerned. This online dating thing seems risky. Maybe you should slow down. Make sure he's legitimate before you get too involved. I stopped going to Bible study. Not because I was ashamed, but because I was angry. Angry that at 65, I was still being treated like I needed permission to live my life. Like loving someone was something I needed to justify. Arthur faced similar judgment. His adult son confronted him. Dad, are you sure about this? You barely know her. What if she's after your money? Your pension? What if this is all a setup? Arthur told me about it over dinner. He wasn't angry, just sad. My own son thinks I'm too stupid to know when I'm being used. Like falling in love at 67 is evidence of dementia. We held hands across the table. Two people in their 60s being treated like children. It was infuriating, but we had each other. And that was enough. Here's what I want you to understand. If you're watching this and you're over 50, over 60, over 70, and you think it's too late for you, it's not. It's not too late to want things. It's not too late to try new things. It's not too late to be vulnerable. It's not too late to fall in love. Yes, it's scary. Yes, people will judge you. Yes, you'll feel ridiculous sometimes. But you know what's worse? Spending the rest of your life playing it safe. Convincing yourself you don't need things you absolutely need. Dying with a list of things you were too afraid to try. And if you're younger and watching this, remember this when you're older. Remember that desire doesn't die at 60. That your parents and grandparents are still human beings with needs and wants and dreams. That falling in love at 70 is just as valid as falling in love at 20. 6 months after that first coffee date, Arthur and I moved in together. Scandalized the whole church, but we didn't care. We'd both spent too many years living for other people's approval. We wake up together, make coffee together, read the paper together, argue about politics, laugh at stupid jokes, make love when we feel like it, live our lives exactly how we want. I'm 65. Arthur is 67. And we're not wasting another second pretending we're supposed to be anything other than exactly what we are. Two people who found each other late in life and decided to make the most of whatever time we have left. My granddaughter Emma comes over for dinner every Sunday now. She always hugs me extra tight and whispers, "You're welcome, Grandma." And I always roll my eyes. But she's right. I am grateful. Grateful she pushed me. Grateful she refused to let me hide. Grateful she saw something in me I couldn't see in myself. So here's my final thought. If there's something you want, someone you want to reach out to, some risk you've been too afraid to take, do it. Do it now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until it makes sense. Because here's the truth. It's never going to make complete sense. You're never going to feel completely ready. And you're definitely never going to get permission from everyone. But you might get something better. You might get to feel alive again. You might get to remember what it's like to want something and go after it. You might get to spend your final years actually living instead of just waiting to die. That's what Arthur gave me. Not just love, but permission to want it, permission to try, permission to fail, permission to be messy and scared and imperfect and still deserving of connection. I'm Helen. I'm 65 years old. I met my partner on a dating app my granddaughter created without asking, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched you, please subscribe to Late Love Stories. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment telling me your story. Because we're all in this together. All of us trying to figure out how to live fully no matter how many years we've already lived. It's never too late. Trust me, I'm proof.